Welcome back, friends. Today we're going to be talking about my Wesson DWX Compact, my new best girlfriend for right now, and we're going to be using this for IDPA competition in the CCP division, the Compact Carry Pistol division. So the first thing I did after I hit the buy button on this thing was, man, I got to find me a holster. So I went to all the usual suspects, Compact, Blade Tech, Safari Land, a couple others. Nothing on any of the websites, which that's kind of understandable. This gun is fairly new, but it has been out a while. So it just had to send some emails and had to make some phone calls. The first people I called was Compact, because they're right here in Texas, down there in Houston. And they told me over the phone right away that no, we don't have anything for it and don't really have any recommendations. I'm going, well, that was kind of quick. I thought he might have said, well, maybe one of our other 2011s would work. But so I went on to Blade Tech, spoke with them, and they said, well, we've got something we think will work. We're not positive. So I wasn't real crazy about that. So then I went to Safari Land. They hadn't have anything there, and just to let you know, you're not going to find any Dan Wesson selections on any of the websites. You're going to have to call or email if you want to do this. But since I've done all the work, you're not going to have to go down that rabbit hole. So I went to another company, and they make a pretty cool holster, and I see them out at our matches, and that's from Ghost. Now this is a plastic molded holster. They have some trick words they use to describe it, but they have some really kick-ass hardware. But we do have a lot of guys using this, so I called them up and they said, oh yeah, just go to this box. This is our civilian 3G holster. It's IDPA legal, and just check the box for STI, Atlas, Staccato, Prodigy, 2011 type thing. We're pretty sure this will work for you. So when I got it in, I said, man, this is a pretty nice looking piece, for a plastic holster. And it was only like 59 bucks, so got it in there. And that's kind of where we ended up. Trigger guards all the way forward. We loosened this up, didn't matter. Got plenty of room here, so you could use the full-size Dan Wesson, I guess, or 2011. But the rules say, gotta have holster that completely covers the trigger guard and the trigger. And of course I have this beautiful red anodized trigger that just screams like, hey, check me. So that's not going to work. So they have a nice generous 30-day return policy, and so we're going to have to send this back to Ghost. So when I took that over to my buddy's house and showed him this, and we determined that this is not something that we're going to be able to use, and he also makes holsters for himself, and he made me this really nice Kydex holster for my birthday for my carry optics gun. He suggested, he goes, I think I got a 1911 holster here, but we couldn't find it, but he did have a holster for a Glock 34, and it fit pretty darn nice. And so I felt pretty good about that, because at home I've got one for a Glock 17. So I dug in my box. I think this is for a Gen 3, I'm not sure. It's probably 6 years old. And yeah, it fits in there. It's got a little bit of wiggle room there. Maybe would have to trim off towards the mag here, because it might release the mag. Too close to the mag release. But it was too tight, and the top of the sight was rubbing this tunnel here. So with the rat tail file, I could make it work, So, but on my way home, he sent me a text and said, hey, why don't you try your CZ75 holster? And since this is the bastard love child of CZ and Dan Wesson, since CZ owns Dan Wesson, I'm going, well, it's worth a try, because it does have some CZ qualities here. So when I got home, I got out this one. This is the one that I use in competition. Used to use it for my carry optics gun until I started having some problems. But this is what I use for my PO1 for the CCP class. So this is a Compact, and I want you to look at this. Oh, did you hear that snap? fits right in there. Trigger guard's good. Might have to do a little modification here around that mag release so it doesn't release the mag prematurely. But man, this thing fits pretty good. No problem clearing the sight. Completely covers the trigger guard and the trigger. We're good to go. So hey man, I got a solution. Now Compact, if you want to check them out, you can get these in different colors, but this one here you can see it says CZ75 or 85B or S or P01. P01, like that one. So I got me a holster. But wait, let's look further. I also have a blade tech for my CZ75. See how that fits. Ooh, pretty nice, huh? Yeah, buddy. No modification needed around the mag release. Don't have to worry about the front sight channel. Everything's working pretty good, so remember those guys? Blade Tech said they weren't sure. Well, CZ75 holster will fit. And let's face it, if you bought you a Dan Wesson, you probably have some CZs since CZ owns Dan Wesson. So just so you know. What else we got? Well, I had a blade tech for a SIG 320. No bueno on that one. But anyhow, we have solved the first problem that you're going to have with this gun. And just to let you know, this isn't the first challenge you're going to have. Now the gun is perfect, especially for IDPA and the CCP class, because it meets all the measurement requirements, the weight requirements, so we're good to go there. But if you're going to use this for competition, there's some other challenges you're going to have, which is going to be the sight, finding a sight for it, grips for it, magazine base pads that are going to fit, and we're going to talk about that in the next video. But I figured we would jump this hurdle first before we dig into the others. So check back in a week or so, and we're going to be talking about all those other problems as well. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope it saves you guys a bunch of time, because I have certainly put in a bunch of time on it. So if you got any comments or questions, or if you've had this same problem and you found a holster that fits this thing and you really like it and it's legal for competition, put those comments down below. While you're there, hit the like button, because we'd like you to share them with the class so we can all learn together and make our life easier. So until next time, you guys be safe, keep that muzzle pointed towards the berm, and we hope to see you out on the range. Thanks for watching. Adios.